So let's get into, we both have a top 5 unbreakable records.
Yeah.
So this is going to be our top 5 most unbreakable records in Major League Baseball. And I believe I'm up first. So let's start. I'll start at number 5 with what we saw just the other day. Yadier and Wainwright, Yadier, Molina, Adam Wainwright with their starts as a battery. 325 starts as a battery. Adam Wainwright pitching to Yadier Molina. The next closest active duo is over 200 away from that. Unbelievable. Kyle Hendricks, Wilson Contreras, they are the next closest, and they're nowhere close. So I don't think we ever see this one again, and it comes in at number 5 for me. Next up at number 4, Rickey Henderson's all-time stolen base record, over 1,400 stolen bases. Will we ever see it again? No. Couple reasons. One, the stolen base isn't as big of a factor in Major League Baseball anymore. Now, it might in the future because the bases are larger, meaning they'll be slightly closer. Maybe we'll see more stolen base attempts. But 2, nobody's going to do it like Rickey Henderson did it, ever. It's just not going to happen. So that record, to me, feels unbreakable. Next up, number 3 on my list, Nolan Ryan, 5,714 career strikeouts. Nope, never touching that one. Truly remarkable. One, he's known for being a strikeout guy. He obviously has the most strikeouts of all time, but he pitched so long. He did it he had so many strikeouts for so many years. He did it well into his 40s. So the longevity mixed with his talent and ability to just strike out anybody on any given night, you won't see either. You won't see the strikeout numbers. You won't see the longevity like that. I mean, the combination of both is what puts him at 5,714, a record that we will not see touched in history. Let's move on to number 2. At number 2, I have Cal Ripken Jr.'s consecutive games played streak, 2,632 consecutive games. That is remarkable. There are 162 games played in a year. So do that quick math.
Do it for us.
If I do that quick math,
yeah.
It's going to... Why? Alex just put me on the spot here. It's going to take you precisely 15 years and 3 weeks to get this done. How's that?
Was it really?
I don't know. But it sounded good, right?
I believed you.
I mean, the next closest was Whit Merrifield had the active record going, and he was something like 10 years away from breaking the record, but he didn't do it. He ended up having a day off or got hurt earlier this year. So this is not close to happening. Cal Ripken Jr., the Iron Man, 2,632 consecutive games played. That's at number 2 on my list. So let's move on to number 1 on my list of untouchable records, Cy Young's record of 511 wins. Cy Young, you could make a whole list of Cy Young things. You could do wins, losses, complete, whatever you want to do. I went with wins because 1, it's positive, and BPG here, big positivity guy. I had to go with a positive record here, 511 wins. Cy Young, you know, they should name an award after that guy.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe my Commissioner Ben segment will be create an award named after Cy Young for how much he did. That's what we need to do here. First thought here on Flippin Bats. So that rounds out my list. We go Adam Wainwright, Yadier Molina. We go Rickey Henderson, stolen bases, Nolan Ryan, strikeouts, Cal Ripken Jr., consecutive games played, and Cy Young, 511 wins, rounds out my unbreakable records list in Major League Baseball. Alex, let's see yours. I'm excited for this.
Okay, so we're going to start mine kind of where you just ended.
Oh.
Familiar name.
Okay.
Cy Young.
Okay.
So my number 5 is Cy Young, 749 complete games.
Whew.
I don't see that happening anytime soon.
No.
Also just because the whole pitching structure has changed.
Yeah.
You have so many relief pitchers, you have closers, just everything changed in that sense. Plus, you'd have to average 30 complete games over 25 seasons. So, just a little bit difficult right there.
Okay.
Okay, moving on to number 4, also on your list.
Yes.
Was Yadier and Wainwright. And I know we talked about this last week, but it is just so rare to have one player be in one organization for that long, let alone have a teammate, a battery mate, also be on the team for that long, and then also not have a big injury.
True.
This is impressive, incredible. I don't see it happening again for a very long time. All right, moving on to number 3. Joe DiMaggio, 56-game hitting streak.
I'll chime in here.
Go.
I think that gets broken.
You do?
I do. I think at some point, I think that gets broken. I mean, that's ridiculous. 56 games in a row, but we've heard people get close, like it's got.
The last time was a 45-game hitting streak.
Yeah.
In 96, 97.
Yeah.
I don't think
it was over the span of 2 years.
Yeah.
So
I don't.
And we've seen stuff.
I like your hopeful thinking. I'm going to give it to you. We like to be positive and forward thinking. But again, injuries.
Yeah.
Pitchers.
No, it's going to be tough. You're right.
Choosing to walk you. There's so many different things that can happen.
That plays a factor. But you'd have to be a real, for lack of a better, I won't use the adjective I want. Walk, let's say they're at 55 games in a row. Oh, we're going to walk them 4 times? Are you kidding me?
People are angry sometimes. You don't know what someone's going through that day. All right, well, let's move on to number 2, because I'm really surprised you did not have him on your list for anything. Shohei Ohtani. We'll go with the 10-plus wins, 30-plus home runs. He's over that now. But I don't even see that record getting broken until maybe he is now inspiring that next generation of kids that believe they can be the next Shohei Ohtani and do both and get to where he's going. Because right now, as you said, he is the record book.
He is.
And he just keeps creating his own records.
Yep.
So this one.
I love it.
I know.
I agree.
This one might be a little more controversial. Barry Bonds' all-time home run record at number 1. We know what was going on during that time. Sometimes we don't talk about it. Sometimes we do talk about it. We'll get into that in a later little teaser here, later, Commish Curry. But we're seeing greatness right now. Albert Pujols, one of the greatest hitters of our generation, just chasing 700 at the end of his career.
Yeah.
I don't know if we get 762.
You could have probably put
all time.
You probably could have put 700 on here. I don't think that gets touched. I agree. And I consider Barry Bonds to be the greatest hitter of all time.
Yes.
So 762.
Woo!
That is remarkable. That's a good list here.
We had some good lists.
Cy Young. We both had Cy Young. We both had this battery. Joe DiMaggio, Shohei, and Barry
This shocked
Bonds.
me. You did not have him on yours.
Well, it's.
He's all over your shirt.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Thanks for watching. If you love flipping bats, swinging 3-0, or just talking ball, join us. Call us at 213-537-9339 with your questions. We have a weekly guest, and we have a lot of fun, so hit that subscribe button.